am finally using these on camera. Let's get into this. Okay, you guys, I have had these in my collection for quite a while. If you guys watch my shorts, you'll have known I've already done swatches and I've already used these palettes. However, I haven't exactly shown you guys how they perform, so I wanted to do that today. So without further ado, let's get into this. So I already have my base makeup done. If you want to know what I'm wearing on my face besides these products, I will have them linked down below, and at the end of the video I will go through them. But for now, let's go ahead and get into the Essence Hugs and Teddies Eyes and Face Palette. And you guys, I'm waiting for my Ulta order to come in, so I do not currently have nails on. I do apologize for that. But back to this palette. This palette is an eye and face palette, and it does have these 6 eyeshadows here, a blush, and a highlight. Now, I already have on my face a bronzer, but I'm going to go ahead and start with this blush right here. And I'm going to take my handy dandy blush brush and just go into this and tap it off. All right, and let's do this. Doesn't seem to blend very well. It's kind of stuck in this one location right there. There we go. I just needed more on my my brush. So it does have a little bit of a sheen to the blush right there, but it's very pretty. And I do use a smaller brush to apply it where I want, and then I will use a powder brush to blend it out. It's a very pretty shade. Not very, I'm not gonna say not very pigmented, because it is pigmented, but it's not very deep. It doesn't have a lot of dimension to it, depth and dimension to it. So if you are medium or deeper skin tone, this blush is not going to show up on you. And on this side of my face, because I have windows on this side, you can see it does have a little bit of a highlight going on there. So that is what that looks like. Let me take, this is just my powder brush. It does have a little bit of leftover powder on it, and I just use this one to blend it in now that I have the blush placed where I want it. And this is what that blush looks like. So next we have this highlighter that's just a hair bit deep for my skin tone. So I am going to go in again with my blush brush and just kind of tap it on top of the blush here. Make it a little extra glowy. That is very glowy. Compared to the other side, that is very glowy. And it is definitely more of a peachy, darker highlight. Probably not something I will use very often, to be honest with you. If you do get this palette and you are fair, I would say this is definitely a good like blush topper if you use blush toppers. I'm not one that in general uses blush toppers. One thing to note, this does not have a mirror, which is a little bit annoying for me, so I am using my little NARS mirror that I keep up here just in case. But now let's go ahead and do these eyes, and I am actually going to go in with this deepest shade first. These are very powdery eyeshadows. I don't know if that picks it up very well, but just to let you know, they are very powdery. I do like this shade. In spite of everything, I do like this shade. You'll find out that this is not my favorite palette, and of course this is not the first time I'm using this palette, but this is probably my favorite shade out of the palette. It's just a good, well, crease shade for me for how I like to do my makeup. Okay, so now that I have that shade down, I am going to use that shade there, just in the inner corner, like right about here to lighten up that part of the look. And I'm going to use a smaller brush here. Again, very powdery. But they blend really nicely. Okay, I'm now going to take this shade here and kind of pop it more towards the outer corner. That is what that is looking like. And now I'm going to take this shade here and put it more towards the inner corner. And I am kind of tapping it over that other shade to blend them together. And that's what we got going on right now. Go ahead and zoom you in just a little bit, but that is what we got going on right now. So for the lower lash line, just so we can use every shade, I'm gonna go ahead and use this one on the lower lash line. And the last shade in here is this one right here. Let me see how that looks on the inner part of the lower lash line. Okay, that really didn't show up on my lower lash line. Let me take a little on my finger and kind of tap it over the top of the whole look. So that is what that looks like. Yeah, it really doesn't give much pigment, much anything to the look. So that is using every shade in this palette for this eye look. Let me just do a little bit of blending here. There we go. All right, so the only really dud shade that didn't perform is this one. These shimmers are definitely not metallic. They are normal shimmers. In today's market, there are so many like metallic, sparkly shades. These aren't it. They are just normal shimmers, but they do perform. So let's move on to the lips. In this collection, they do have the lip liner in So Berry Soft. And this is what that looks like. And then they do have the lip gloss in Kisses by Teddy. And this is the lip combination here. Let me go ahead and finish my eyes off camera and I will be back to discuss the Hugs and Teddies collection. Okay, guys, this is the final look. And if you guys were curious, I do sleep with my hair in braids to get my hair curly. I know a lot of people use heat styling. I don't like heat styling my hair, and I find that the braids in general tend to do pretty good at getting my hair the look that I want. So anyways, back to the makeup. I did tightline my upper and lower waterline with the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade Smog, and I am wearing the GoGo Tails mascara. If you guys have not seen my review on this, you guys, it's awesome. Go check it out when you're done with this video. The lip combination, this is a plumping lip gloss. There is like the slightest tingle. If you guys have tried the Too Faced lip injections, it is nothing nearly that serious. And this lip liner, while it is a good lip liner, if you guys have tried their 8-hour lip liners, this does not have the staying power that the 8-hour lip liners do. However, if you like this shade, it's a good lip liner. It's more creamy, but it does tend to not last as long. This palette here, this blush in and of itself is very glowy, and to use this as a topper on it, it's just, I feel like I look oily at this moment in time. And it could be, you know, the base makeup that I use today isn't my normal matte makeup, and that could be another reason I'm feeling a little glowy. But I don't think I will be using this highlighter. The highlighter on top of the blush, just way too much for me, and it's too deep for me to use as a highlighter. I guess I could reach for it as an eyeshadow in this palette. Maybe if I'm reaching for this palette, I would do that. But the blush in and of itself on a matte foundation would probably look glorious. So I will try that one. And you guys, this isn't the first time I've used this palette. This is the second time I believe I've used it. So this is a good impression of this palette. This shade here is kind of a dud. I mean, if you look, you can see just a little bit of the pink underneath my eye. It didn't add anything on top of any of the other shades. So, But the rest of the shades in this palette are really good. You can create a complete look with it. Obviously, this is pretty much one look out of this entire palette. But if that is something that you like and you like this blush shade and maybe even the highlighter shade, it's a good palette. It does perform. It performs, except for this shade here, it does perform like the rest of the Essence little 6-pan palettes that everybody loves. So if you like those, you will like this one here. And it is a good price point. I believe this is $7.99. If I'm wrong, it'll be on the screen. So real quick, let me run through. I'm wearing my favorite primer, the Perfect Filter from AOA. I'm wearing the Misha Perfect Cover BB Cream in the shade 23, which could be why my skin is looking a little bit more glowy as well. I'm using the Makeup Revolution IRL powder. I'm using the pressed one on top, which I don't really like as well as I like the loose powder, but I am waiting for my Ulta order to come in so I can have my favorite powder back, but I am using this one on top currently. I do have the LYS concealer on, which I have found with the Misha Perfect Cover BB Cream. I don't like this concealer as much. I prefer it with my all-time favorite foundation that I'm sure you guys are sick of hearing. I do have my Essence eyebrow products on, as well as my NARS Laguna bronzer. But that is all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, if you would go ahead and hit that like button, and while you're down there, go ahead and subscribe for more content, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.